Thomas Maw's website having to do with crime rates in youth in Canada. It was coded using HTML, and yeah, I think it's pretty good. So it says at the beginning, welcome to my website. It gives a little bit of a background as to what you will see, saying here's a place for teenagers to know and learn the knowledge about how they can avoid entering a crime life. So it gives you a little bit of an idea of what you'll see in this website. If you extend right here, you go to, there's a little bit of information here. This is a hyperlink to things that teenagers like to do. So stuff like going on social media and things like that. An interesting fact is that half of these top 10 things are related to the internet. And then it talks a little bit about self-regulation and the ability of self-regulation with children under 18. And then it talks about how media affects the youth. So it talks just like briefly about TV, smartphones and their games, and then comics and animations. You can see within here each paragraph moves itself rather than moving the whole page. And then you have a few portals for teenagers to access. So we have a game for if you want to kind of get an idea of crime and youth. This will take you to a brief thing about understanding the laws of youth crime in Canada. This will take you to a link about Beyond Scared Straight, an intervention program which will expose crime children to what jail is like. And then if you move on to here, so if you hyperlink this will take you to Thomas's other website. Let me just translate it quickly. Sorry. Translate it to English. You probably won't have to do that. But it will discuss a case study or analysis of the overall issues with crime and youth, talking about the fact that there are 7,000 gang members across the country, and other stuff like that. Dropout of school, stuff like that, attendance, suspension, expulsion. The overall analysis is that when children are not given, or when they have lots of free time, they tend to get into more trouble. And then stuff like that. Good. And then if you go back to his HTML page, if you go back down, there is information about, or for parents. This will take you to different sources, this will take you to different sources having to do with helping children as a parent. So it explains how why children in the UK go into crime. So getting a little bit of diversity within the world. So they talk about factors. So not being satisfied with school is 36%. Addicts of people being 52%, and such like this. Then it compares between the UK and Canada, and shows some other facts about violent crime with people by age group, seeing that the light blue is youth aged 12 to 17. So in property crime and violent crime, they seem to be prospering and being more intense in these types of crimes. And then it talks about police reported issues and other things such as this, going through other sources of information and data. And then it finishes off by talking about how youth affect the society, talking about how they affect unemployment rates, issues with young parents, victimization, and such like that. And that's about it.
Yeah. So for the website for parents, Mr. Baxter gave me those resources, and I very appreciate. And I compared the youth crime in UK and Canada to let parents see what other countries do about the youth crime and what's the reasons of children in both two countries go crime. If you can check here, it is for UK, and here is it for Canada. And we can see most of them is because of such as things like school bullying, um, and about the drugs. The teenagers smoking marijuana is a very serious thing in Canada now, and school bullying is another thing like being for a long time, not only in Canada but in other countries. And here is how youth crime affect the society. It's about related to my China and Change course, so I made this. And for the website to the teenagers, I made the texts like as little, less as I can, and I provide the videos here. It's very interesting animations to tell the teenagers like what is a kind of sense of belongings. It is also tell the parents of it. It's like when the parents and the children like establishing the sense of belongings, and the children will trust their parents wherever like they were. Like for example, if their children's daddy or mom go like far ways for work or whatever, they will trust them and trust their orders and follow them, and so that the parents can guide their children to a right way of their life.
Yeah, this video is, in my opinion, very useful to get the message across of how feeling like a sense of belonging and trust and love can be the answer to lowering youth crime rates in both the UK and Canada.
Okay, and if you come back, and here is another resource I provided by Mr. Baxter. He recommended to me of different, oh wait a second please, of different plans or programs to prevent youth crime. Those are some of them I think is very useful, but it's a very long website.
But a lot of these programs are very accessible for youth in North America, Canada specifically, which is good. It gives an opportunity for children to see how they can fill their time and how they can set themselves on the right path in life.
And the method like how their parents can give them or guide them to have a healthy and a happiness life. And you can like subscribe here. Okay, that website is made up by Thomas. Thank you.